Now you're cooking with Manitoba Chicken and Karen Armstrong.
Today I'm going to make a gourmet chicken moussaka. You're going to love it. It's prepared in 3 steps. The first step is a meat sauce, the second is a potato layer, and then I'm going to finish it off with a custard topping. I've got onion, red pepper, garlic, and mushrooms in my pot, and I've just cooked it until the vegetables are tender. I'm going to add a pound of lean ground chicken, and I'm going to stir cook this, and I'm going to break up all of the lumps so that I don't have any large chunks. And you just keep stir cooking it until no pink remains. Chicken is fully cooked, there's no pink left, but I have a lot of extra liquid in the pot, and I want to take that off because otherwise my sauce is going to be way too runny. Just grab a little spatula or a ladle, and don't worry if you get a few carrots and things in there, not a huge problem. I'm ready to add the spices, so I've got a pinch of salt, some pepper flakes go in, a little bit of allspice, a bay leaf, a cinnamon stick, some oregano, and some cloves. Stir that to blend it, and then I'm going to add some red wine. Give that a really good stir. And you want to cook this until most of the red wine has evaporated. And the last ingredient is a can of crushed tomatoes. Stir that together and then let this cook for about 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, the sauce should be nice and thick. And the last thing you want to do is remember to take out your cinnamon stick and your bay leaf. While the meat sauce is cooking, I'm going to start on the potatoes. I've got some thinly sliced baking potatoes here that I've added to my pan with a little bit of oil just to get them nice and browned. I'm going to take them out when they're brown, dry them on a bit of paper towel, and then I'm going to use these as the base layer for my moussaka. I've got my casserole dish ready, and then I'm just going to take the potato slices, just overlap them a little bit to cover the bottom of the pan. Potatoes are done, time for some eggplant. I've got 1 medium eggplant here cut up into cubes, and I'm putting it into the same pan that I used for my potatoes. I'm just going to stir cook this until my eggplant is soft and tender. I'm going to take the eggplant and put it on top of my potato layer and just spread it around. And on top of this, I'm going to put the meat sauce. Spread that around. And then I'm going to set this aside while I make the custard topping. For the custard, I'm starting with a basic roux. I've got a couple of spoonfuls of butter melting in my pot. I'm going to add an equal amount of flour and just whisk those 2 things together. To this, I'm going to add a cup of milk, and you want to make sure that you stir the whole time that you're adding the milk so that you don't end up with too many lumps. Lastly, I'm going to add a bay leaf, and then I'm just going to continue to stir this as it cooks. It'll gradually thicken up. To finish off the custard, I've got some Greek yogurt and a couple of beaten egg yolks. I'm going to mix these 2 together. And then I'm going to add in my milk mixture. Make sure that you stir the whole time that you're adding your milk mixture in. And finish it off, just a little pinch of nutmeg. And that's the custard layer. The custard goes over top of the meat sauce. Smooth it off with your spatula. And then I'm going to finish this with a sprinkle of Parmesan cheese. And this is ready to go in the oven. My gourmet chicken moussaka is out of the oven. I've let it sit for about 15 minutes and now it's ready to serve.
For recipes, tips, and how-tos, explore manitobachicken.ca.